Loser's Quest!
Hey everyone, welcome to the second 1 month later of Loser's Quest, and it looks like this one is finally right on track to come out 1 month later. Now it is weird and I didn't do this on purpose, but I think I've reached my Disney quota for the year as I'm touching 2 Disney properties for the first 2 review videos. Not my intention, just an accident. But here we go. The next review is Star Wars Squadrons. So unlike the last review, I will talk about the multiplayer a little bit. Although I played alone without friends, I got in trouble for saying I have no friends in the last review I made. Nah, I really have no friends. But in rusty fashion, I will talk about the story more than the multiplayer. Small spoilers ahead for the story, I guess. Now for this review, let me tell you about me and Star Wars. I like the Star Wars universe more than the Star Wars stories. They usually suck. I happen to enjoy the story in Squadrons. It's relatively short, but it is nice, contained, and sets up a good plot. It does do one thing that I hate that Star Wars does. It has a bad guy turns good story. Fortunately, not your character, and this is only in the intro, so you're fine. But they always do this. They have an aversion to just letting the evil people be evil. Look, pause. Spoilers for the Star Wars properties on screen. I'm going to rant for a bit. Skip to this time frame if you don't want spoilers. Okay, now that the cool people stayed, this first got annoying with Battlefront 2. I mean, EA's Battlefront 2. After not having a story in Battlefront 1, I was excited when they unveiled that in Battlefront 2, you play as a special ops stormtrooper, Iden Versio, following episode 6. I thought it was a cool callback because that was the story in the original Battlefront 2. You played as the 501st, pre and post Order 66. Little Rusty loved seeing Star Wars from the other perspective, and now older Rusty was excited to do it again. When it was announced, I jokingly thought to myself, man, I hope they don't do a 180 and just please let us be evil. But that's what they did. Look, what they did to my girl Iden. This is her in the beginning of the game. This is her at the end of the game. They do it so often. They did in Star Wars The Force Unleashed with Jedi assassin main character Starkiller.
I've trained you well.
They were heading there with Fallen Order Scoth Inquisitor Trilla if Vader didn't cut down that idea. Thank you. Bless up, homie. As recently, they did it with the guy who trained Ender and Ender's Games killer Kylo Ren, just to turn him into emo Fabio Ben Solo. They even did it to youngling slaying Galactic Threat #1 Darth Vader. Just let people be evil. Not everyone is a redemption character. They even turned Sith apprentice Maul, Darth Maul, into like a crime syndicate boss or a narco or something. I don't know, I didn't watch the shows. Only one Clone Wars rests in my heart. Okay, so yeah, Star Wars Squadrons though. Besides that, of that event, I just have to get out of the way because I just have to say it. I hate that they do it. But Star Wars Squadrons does it to a character that's not the one you're playing. And let's talk about the actual game and not just all these other rants. Let's talk about story for a bit. I'll keep spoilers small, but also be aware this is a short, mostly contained story. Like I said earlier, the story takes place after episode 6, just like Battlefront 2 and The Mandalorian. I do like that there are more stories that visit this setting, but it does take away from it a bit, knowing that we know how this ends. We know that the story ends with Rey Skywalker fighting all the Sith. Ignoring that though, we do follow the Rebels and the Empire. The Rebels, of course, are a group of ragtag, aliens and humans alike. You have the ex-racer turned pilot, the daughter of TIE fighter manufacturers for the Empire, your casually chilling bomber, and your calm and encouraging captain. All under the orders of Lyndon, ex-Empire captain. Your Empire squad is a bit more standard. Militarized soldiers, what else do you expect? Some more angry than others.
We had them. They were in our sights, and Captain Carroll just let them go.
Some more, reserved and cool like your captain.
So, you're our new wingmate. Welcome to Titan Squadron.
And Shen. Shen has seen some shit, man.
Call me Shen. Before you ask, helmet stays on, cockpit or not. Too many hard landings. Broken neck. 5, 6 times. Cybernetics keep me going.
Let him retire, please. As the Empire, you take orders from Star Destroyer Commander Teresa, former junior, like yourself, to Lyndon.
Disable! All systems down! Those were iron missiles. Where the hell did they come from?
Sorry, Teresa. After Alderaan, I can't ignore what the Empire's become.
All pilots have their own personalities, and you know more about them by talking to them throughout the hangars and between missions. Every character is fine, probably not the most memorable, maybe except Shen.
The first crash was hardest. Had to relearn breathing, walking. Saw my cockpit in nightmares. Wasn't personal. The rebels shot me down. My wingmate returned fire. But pain is personal.
But engaging enough to keep you company throughout your missions. The mission variety is also fun, as you'll use all ship variants throughout the story. Aside from the ship variants, you also go through a good variety of mission objectives, ranging from dogfights, attacking defending objectives, setting ambushes, even attacking frigates and capital ships. Depending on which faction you play as, your objectives will be very different. As the Empire, you straight up commit war crimes. It's kinda dope.
Attack civilian transports and any medical frigates supporting them.
Attacking civilians? How much lower can the Imperials sink?
This is so precious.
Our next target is that medical frigate.
A medical frigate? Is it carrying patients?
No. Bacta and stims. But losing medical supplies in wartime is far more devastating.
The campaign is fun, but let's talk about gameplay and presentation. I will admit, some of my love for the game does come from my love from Star Wars. It is amazing seeing these highly detailed cockpits. Ever since you see these things in the movies, you kinda wanna fly one. And there's other mediums that make them look super badass. Visually, the game is beautiful. My only fault is that all the combat is in orbit. Would have been nice to have some in-orbit backdrops like in Battlefront.
Not the most inspiring start. Hey, we're still alive.
Oh yeah, look at this in-orbit backdrop.
I've got 2 distress beacons near your location.
We'll check them out.
Gameplay wise, I do like the shooting, and locking on feels very responsive. Movement is also great. You can track pretty well, your turns take time to stabilize, and to make sharper turns you can lower your throttle, make the turn, throttle up to regain speed and complete the turn faster. My favorite mechanic is a simple one, diverting power. You can divert power to weapons to recharge them faster and overload them, to engines to increase max speed and make sharper turns, to juke missiles and just to overall catch up any targets. And depending on the ship, you can divert power to shields, boosting them and having them recharge faster. For shielded ships, you can even focus shields to the front or back of the ship, whether you're gonna do a strafe run or you're being chased.
I've never seen anything like it.
You also get a boost, and you could set powers to weapon or engines to give them a little extra kick. out of your ship when you're in the hangar areas in between missions. You can't walk around. But when I think about it now, I don't really care because it makes it quicker to find and talk to everyone if you want to do the extra chat dialogues. No unnecessary gameplay to pad your time. Before flying off to missions, you also have a couple customization options for your ships. Whether it be changing your guns, your engine type, your hull type. You have many varieties for your missiles, things to throw off the missiles tracking you. You can mix and match with certain things. I mostly did it for the multiplayer. For campaign, the basic things work. You could switch it up. Although there is this one thing called guided lasers for your main cannons. For the story, it's great. Feels a little cheesy for the multiplayer because you don't really have to aim. I mean, just look at how the shots are going forward compared to my reticle. They're curving already, knowing where the enemy is. I guess it's good for new players, but what's stopping me from using it? And here are the normal lasers, just for context. You really have to stay on target to make sure you hit your shots. Luckily, I was close enough to this guy that it didn't matter much. Overall, the game plays and looks great. I did play around a bit in the multiplayer. I only played for about 2 hours, to be honest. Just wanted to dip my feet in for the review. I actually really ended up having a good amount of fun. Yes, sometimes I got wrecked, but you get moments to shine and put in your work. The players you face bring a new challenge. Some have weird tactics, like this guy trying to avoid me by standing still after I'm chasing him. One time 3/5 of my team went support ships. It almost ended up working in the long run. Weird as hell, but hey, whatever tactics fit your boat. The player base still seems modest. I found most matches in 30 seconds or less. And honestly, this isn't very in-depth review for multiplayer, but it was fun. Also, I forgot these two things. I'm just plugging them here now because I don't know where else to put them. The customization for your ship is nice and fun. You have a little bit of paint exteriors you can put, and you can also put little trinkets to be in your field of vision, some little holographic things too. But the character created for the pilot does not really exist. You only get to choose between 12 pre-made characters, so you'll see them a lot, and they won't feel like your character. There are other characters for the rebels, all aliens. Wait, why are there no aliens in the Empire? Is this lore? Even the internet's not sure. Also, if you're a fan of Rebels, Hera is in this game, so you know, that could be fun for you. Alright, well, Star Wars Squadrons. It's a nice story worth playing, especially if you like flight sims. Although short, if you only care about the story mode, it is only $40, and with Black Friday coming up, I'm sure it'll be cheaper. I think it's worth it, especially if you're going to check out the multiplayer. 7 out of 10. Good story and fun gameplay. I don't know if I'm going to play it that much more after this review, but I think it was well worth the 15-ish hours I got out of it. Oh, and you know we still fragging in Spellbreak. The game's gotten a couple updates. They added more potion variety, and the game feels overall smoother. So you know what? Gotta update this bad boy. Gotta keep the tradition alive. Knock it up to 8 out of 10 now. Really still digging it. Jump in if you want. If you're saving up for Black Friday, play this for now. It's free to play. Not an advertiser, but it should be. Hey. Also, like and subscribe. No pressure though.
shot me down once. Lost 2 vertebrae that time.